The 2024 Delta McKenzie ASA Pro-Am Tour, our first round of the season. The Hoyt and Easton Pro-Am from Foley, Alabama, the Foley Event Center for our Pro Pressure Point Shootdown. I'm Greg White, sitting alongside PJ Riley as we bring you the action that began at the Graham Creek Nature Preserve over the last couple of days. And the top 5 from each of these pro categories we're showing have arrived to shoot for the big W, and a good look at the field of play, BJ.
Yep, it is a wonderful field we've got set up out there. The 4 targets you can see on towards the left side. You see the deer with the antlers. That's going to be our elevation mule deer, and on the far right you're going to see our bow doodle impala. Those are our 2 new targets that we're seeing for the first time from Delta McKenzie this year.
But right now we are ready for the senior known pro category, so it's time to welcome our archers to the field of play. Here's Nathan Brooks.
Welcome back to our second round of competition for this afternoon. This is going to be the senior known pro division. Your 5th place qualifier from Big Rock, Illinois. He's 2 years shooting in the senior pro division. Shooting for Matthews, Jeff Borg. Your 4th place qualifier from New Hill, North Carolina, 2 years shooting in this senior pro division. Shooting for Elite, Stacy, Yoak. From Pine Hill, Alabama, your 3rd place qualifier, 2 years shooting in the senior pro division. Shooting for PSC, Mr. Scott Fletcher. And your 2nd place qualifier from Indianola, Iowa. 14 years shooting as a pro, shooting for PSC, Lynn, Hoch. And your number 1 qualifier from Provo, Utah, shooting 30 years in the professional division, shooting for Matthews, Tim Gillingham.
All right, gentlemen, again, the cone, if you would do us a favor, when you put your orange cone out there, put it to the side of that sign in front of you so they can see it when they're scoring, if you would. 14 rings are in play. Upper 12 is the orange cone out in front. High score wins. Right now, all 5 of our gentlemen are within 10 points of each other. If it stays like that, we'll have a 5-way final arrow. I noticed that Tim canceled his subscription to XM Radio and took off his upper bars.
All right, so we have Tim Gillingham, our leader, on our first target. That's the stand turkey. The 2nd target is going to be the elevation mule deer. Then in the middle we have the Sheboygan coyote, and then the gold tip boar and the bow doodle impala.
It's a good look at Scott Fletcher, and his archery highlight is making his first shoot down today.
It's awesome. Jeff Borg. He's on the bow doodle impala. He goes for middle. Again, this is the senior known pro, so they're able to range each one of these targets and then let it aim away.
We saw Lynn Hoch there. He's our Vegas champ, correct? Senior pro? No, it was not Lynn Hoch. Sorry, gave that to him incorrectly.
He was leading Vegas.
That's
he was
what
leading
I'm
Vegas
thinking
for 2 days, and then it came down to a battle between him and
Keith
Trail.
Keith Trail. Boy, I keep shortchanging Keith Trail every time I do this. Sorry, Keith Trail.
See, that's a really interesting one right there, which is it actually touching that line? You'll hear 3D archers say it's pulling the line or not. So they call that one a 10.
There we go.
Yep.
Scott Parrott's very adamant that he says he needs clear evidence that it's out for him to call it out.
And that's a tough one. All right, so that's the elevation mule deer, which for Lynn Hoch. And this is Scott Fletcher, who we saw shoot our first arrow. And that's a Shibuya Coyote, the Coyote.
Look at that. He must be shooting 27 diameter arrows, which are the fattest allowed.
Had he moved his cone, there's a cone right behind him, to the front of the box, indicating shooting for the upper 12, he probably would have caught that. Now here's the gold tip boar, and by the way, this wild boar is sitting 43 yards downrange. And we can give you these numbers because here, the next 3 classes are our known categories, and after these 3 classes shoot back to back to back, we'll have a resetting of these targets. The targets will stay in the same. It'll be the stand turkey, the elevation mule deer, the Shibuya Coyote, the gold tip boar, and the bow doodle impala. They're just going to move them to different distances.
Around.
That's right.
Yep.
So what happens is the archers now have moved over. So Tim Gillingham, who was on our stand turkey, it's kind of middle all the way down there. Really difficult to see.
That is the longest, 47.5 yards.
Love that. He moves to the second position, which is the elevation mule deer. As PJ, you mentioned, it's one of our new targets. So the mule deer is the one on the left. And then you have the Shibuya Coyote, which is our middle target, which is our closest target, by the way, sitting at 33 yards. And from our perspective too, PJ, that Shibuya Coyote, the way the light is, it looks like those rings pop.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Lynn can see those.
Even over 50 category.
Even over 50.
We can see that. A good look at Tim Gillingham. That is, ooh, Tim with the big bobble. That's Tim, though. Of note, you see Tim Gillingham shooting the new Matthews title. That is a one-of-a-kind bow for him.
He's the only one.
He's got a 40-inch axle-to-axle. It's a bow that you probably will see in the lineup next season, next year for Matthews. But right now, Tim's the only one. It's a unicorn. And he's had it for like 7 or 8 whole days. And is our #1 qualifier. All right, so we're going to go to the stand turkey. And the first score is going to be 10 points for Jeff Borg.
Yeah. Moves him to 442.
Now Gillingham had called for the upper.
Yeah.
And he goes left. 8.
Uncharacteristic for Tim there.
Lynn Hoch, who has just had an unbelievable indoor season, did Lynn Hoch. It's just that last day, in Vegas, indoor at 20 yards, Keith Trail missed like his 5th arrow of the tournament and then cleaned it. And never missed. Won it with an 8.99. And Lynn had, I think, had been clean the first 2 days, and then he just launched 1 or 2 just out.
This is his first time shooting ASA, Lynn Hoch.
Interesting.
Just built a bow a couple days ago. No. Came out here and made the Shootdown.
I think it's a PSE Shootdown, isn't it?
It is, correct.
So, good for PSE for naming their bow the way it works. All right, to the bow doodle impala. Again, PJ mentioned this is one of our 2 new targets for the 2024 Delta McKenzie ASA Pro Am Tour. Part of the Delta McKenzie strategy is rolling out 2 targets a year?
Basically, yeah. Now, Greg, I have to mention Stacy Yoak right there. These guys all have interesting jobs, but Stacy Yoak, in my years of doing this, has the most interesting job out here. He tunes pianos.
No kidding.
And I mean, for some of the best piano players in the world, names that people would recognize.
Interesting.
But the first time I asked him, I'm expecting to hear some job I've heard before. He said, I tune pianos.
Wow. Interesting work.
Very interesting work.
Archery brings all kinds.
All kinds.
From all over the world, all ages.
Absolutely.
I had a 9-year-old approach me today, and he said, "Don't you do the interviews?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "And I'm curious as to why you're not interviewing kids." And his dad was staring at me, and I'm like, I don't think you're actually specifically asking for me to interview kids as much as you're saying, do you want me to interview you?
I don't like it when kids put you on the spot like that.
That was a rough one.
That's hard to come out of that.
Gillingham with a 2-point lead over Hoch. 4 42s across the board for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. once again, after we get to our 5th arrow, anyone who's within 10 points of the leader is going to shoot for the 6th and final arrow. That's the last chance archery, last chance arrow. So that's the first thing you're looking for to keep yourself in the game. And Tim Gillingham, he did call upper.
Yep.
So Gillingham on that Sheboygan Coyote called upper and got upper, making up for that 8 from the target before. So to the stand turkey we go.
This is Stacy Yoak. Center punched it.
Absolutely. He called that 12.
Moves him to 454. Next up is Jeff Borg. Elevation mule deer.
Next up is in Gillingham.
Good look at the shot from Tim.
That's going to be a 12.
Yeah, I do have to say, when you're as tall as Tim is and you have the draw length Tim does, I think you just call uppers all the time.
Why not?
It's almost like to shoot the lower 12 is almost a cut. You'd have to take a half yard out.
It's like he's shooting at the ground than anything else.
Yeah, Lynn Hoch with a 10. Oh, for Scott.
Scott was no, that was Lynn Hoch on the last one. This is Scott.
Is Scott, yeah,
here.
on the Bow Doodle Impala.
Wide
And
shot.
8 for Scott, wide, yeah. Well, that'll break some of our ties that we've had for the 3rd place position. So now we move on to our 4th arrow of 5. And once again, after our 5th arrow, whoever's within 10 points will get a last shot at it.
There we go. You see our scores have reset. Jeff Borg has now moved up.
So Lynn Hoch is in Gillingham's draft. Right now he's 4 points behind. Gillingham moves to what PJ and I think is probably one of the second most difficult target on the course, which is the gold tip wild boar. And the reason for that is because it's just the way the light hits that boar and with no real markings on it, it's really difficult to see. It's very smooth on the outside, like where the scoring rings are. Where you look at this target here, this is the stand turkey, and it's the furthest shot, but at least there's things that define it.
You got aiming references. Yep. There's a look at Lynn Hoch's shot on the Bow Doodle Impala, center 10.
Stand turkey's a 10.
Just wide. Moves him to 460. That's going to be an 8 for Stacy.
Yeah, for Stacy. There's that one out wide.
Jeff Borg on the Shibuya Coyote. 457 is going to be Jeff Borg.
Yeah, that's just, well, that's one of two things in this category. Maybe you just misset your sight, or just a little bobble on the release, right?
Center 10 for Tim.
I like that play from Tim just because it's more of a safe play. You know, it's like you're going for the upper, but you're just kind of aiming for that middle ring.
That was a 10 for Lynn to move him to 468. So right now, Lynn Hoch and Stacy Yoak are our only archers within 10 of Tim.
Okay.
Tim Gillingham.
So Gillingham now is on the right side of the field on the Impala, on the Bow Doodle Impala. Borg is on our gold tip boar. So for Lynn Hoch, who's close to Tim, for Hoch, he starts off on a very difficult target.
Yeah.
That's our stand turkey that's at 47.5 yards downrange and tucked away into a nice warm corner.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tim is shooting exactly 10 yards less on the Beaudoul Impala at 37 yards.
So what's at stake for Lynn Hoch? Lynn Hoch is really going to set the pace here, and I'm surprised Tim's not going to at least let Lynn go for it. But Tim's aggressive. If he feels like he needs a 14 to put this away, he might go for it.
Oh, I think Lynn went for it. Or no, that was Scott Fletcher.
Here's Lynn Hoch. He's going to go for the 14. Tim's already shot, so there's no pressure on Tim. His arrow's already there.
Oh, that's 10 for Lynn Hoch on the stand turkey.
Tim did call upper Gillingham on our Beaudoul Impala.
So Stacy is the other one we need to see.
So our first one's going to be Lynn Hoch, and Hoch is in with a 10. So that'll move him to 78.
478. Scott Fletcher went for the 14 on this elevation mule deer. Did he get it?
No.
Just missed.
For 8. That could be the difference between a 4th or 5th place finish. On the Shoya Coyote, the upper 12 was called.
And he got it. Good hit for Stacy. 474. Yep, I believe that ensured that Stacy will be in that last arrow.
Yeah, because he would be within 8 points of Tim with the 10.
Right, Jeff Borg.
14.
Moves him to 471.
And Tim, he did call that upper and got that 12.
Yep.
So that's going to move Timmy to an 84. So who's ever within.
So Stacy Yoak, that 12, kept him in the final arrow. Otherwise, Tim would have knocked him out. Yep.
Tim, by the way, 21 bonus rings.
Let's give him a round of applause.
So we go 84 for Tim, 78 for Hoch, 74 for Yoak. And then, so Borg and Fletcher, they're done. They're going to walk off. Now we're going to bring out our 6th target, which is going to be the Blessbach. Good shot. Our new elevation mule deer. I'm curious, looking at that target, PJ, the way we have it configured with the deer looking away,
Yeah.
is that something that, might affect shooters that maybe judge distance, or, or is it just a focus on the middle part of the target?
These pros are on a different level than me, but I know for judging when I do it, I don't like it when it's not looking at me. I find it easier looking at me than looking away. I don't know, something about just the configuration.
Oh, and that Blessbach took a bit of a hit to the noodle.
Thank you, Tony Taza.
Yeah, if you didn't see our senior pro Shootdown that happened just, a little while ago on the Last Chance Archery, Last Chance Arrow, which is what we have right now for the senior known pro category, Tony Taza had it wrapped. He had it wrapped on bonus rings, and so basically Mike Terrell from the ASA said, hey, if you can shoot it in the eye, we're going to give this target away to a kid. And he went for it, and that's how much he missed it by, just an inch or two. But he gave it away.
We're still giving it away.
That's right. So a kid got it, and
Young
basically
girl.
yeah. So what happened is that basically if the target doesn't fit in the vehicle on the way home, the kid's got to stay here.
That's right.
Target's going home. Kid. So there's a good look at the Last Chance Archery, Last Chance Arrow. This is arrow number 6. Gillingham, Hoch, and Yoak are the ones that are going to be shooting for it. So, for Yoak, you basically have 3rd wrapped up, I would think.
Yeah.
Stacy's just got to go for the 14. It's a long poke down there. We don't have the exact number, but because they've moved the box as well, so they're not shooting from the boxes that they were in.
Right.
The target looks to be about, I'm going to go with about 40 yards.
Yeah, it's just in
41,
front of the turkey, and they have moved up. Yeah, you're probably right.
Behind the turkey, just a smidge.
Oh, is it behind it?
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Stand
I
turkey's
can't
the one on
see
the
right
left.
where it's at.
Yeah. But they have rangefinders. They know exactly what they need to do and how to set their sight. See that zoomed in shot right there, little right part of your screen.
Center 10.
Okay. I'm a little shocked, honestly. I thought he would be a little bit more aggressive than that.
I'm gonna guess that it's hard. It was hard for him to see. 'Cause
Yep.
as I'm looking down there, there's a hard shadow on that.
Well, what we see here at the Foley Event Center is really a place that's designed to have basketball and
Yeah,
volleyball,
right.
and so you have gaps in lighting because it's really designed to light the entire place. And
Right.
where those targets are set are kind of in between, like in a line of no direct light. So yeah, it does look really dark down there.
And that's, the Blessed Buck doesn't have good references other than, okay, I'm going to come up behind the leg and go off of that. But at this distance with that lighting, I'm going to guess he couldn't see much.
This is the final arrow for our senior known pro category. Tim Gillingham leads over Lynn, Hoch, and Stacy Yoak. Stacy Yoak already with a 10, so a 494.
Needs at least an 8 to stay ahead of Stacy. So I don't know if he's factoring all that in, whether he wants to, how aggressive he wants to be. Oh, and he
might have got that one.
Oh, but he called upper.
He did.
I think he did.
He did, yeah.
His
The
cone's
cone.
out front.
Cone's out front, so he called upper. So it's just going to be a 10. So at this point, that would move Oak to an 88.
88.
So for Tim, foam wins.
That's right. Just got to hit it.
This is. Oh, we got a 12.
Oh, he called it. I thought he put the cone out.
I did as well.
Or, I mean, I thought he
put the cone
Yeah.
in front of where he was
So
shooting.
did I. I guess not. All right.
Oh, I see. Okay, so down at Tim's feet, there are two cones. There's a number 1 cone and a number 2 cone. The number 1 cone defines where the shooting stake is.
Gotcha.
The number 2 cone is the one for this last chance archery,
gotcha.
last chance arrow, where they're saying upper. So Tim has called upper. And there's Tim, unique but very steady anchor. And he sends it just like he needed to.
Oh, look at that. I mean, he got the 8, but that's a bit right of, I'm sure, where he wanted to hit.
Yeah, I'm sure, but all he needed
No,
was,
he did
all he
what
needed
he
was
needed
5
to do.
points to win.
Yeah.
And we here at the Delta McKenzie ASA Pro-Am Tour, we have something called Shooter of the Year. But Shooter of the Year points are actually defined in the qualification rounds. So those points add up. But once you get here to our Pressure Point Pro Shootdown,
Yeah.
the points don't accumulate in terms of Shooter of the Year. So it allows the shooters more freedom to take chances.
He is our defending shooter of the year in this division, is Tim Gillingham. So I'm sure that's on his mind. Oh, that's right. Man, I'm off my game today. I forgot Randy Morocco came back on the last tournament at the Classic, and he won it from Tim. Tim was leading in everything.
That's
and then
right.
Randy Morocco. Sorry, Randy. I'm shortchanging everybody today.
That's all right. It's been a long weekend. You've been out on the field a lot. But this guy right here, Tim Gillingham. Well, Tim, congratulations. You got it done, and you got it done with a bow that's a whopping 8 days old. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How was it out there?
I don't know. I got a little confused out there because I thought I had a 6-point lead, and the board said I had a 6-point lead, but I guess the scorecard said otherwise. So it was a little tighter than I thought. I mean, I shot pretty good out there. It's a little bit hard to see on a couple of those. I got real close on the turkey, and I hit 2, I think, and then the board is just almost impossible to see anything on. So that last one, I don't know. I let it get away from me. You know how it is when you. I was trying to focus and try at the bottom of the upper 12, and I got a little, you know how it is.
Somewhere in the back of your mind, you knew foam would win it, right? You just kind
Well,
of
not
knew.
foam. I needed an 8, but I mean, I was, I don't know. I kind of messed that up a little bit, but.
Tim, new bow company out there. How does that feel to come out your first 3D tournament with the new bow and take the win?
It feels good. I mean, especially since I've had it since Thursday. There's a lot of things to learn on new bows. This bow holds really well, tunes up really nice. I didn't have long enough arrows for it, so I had to run my overdrove back a little bit, and I think I'll probably build some different arrows and move it forward a little bit. But yeah, it's a great shooting bow. It's fast, it's quiet, easy to tune, and it's just it's built to my draw length, which really helps.
33.5 inches in draw length. And Tim, you get it done with a new manufacturer. Congratulations on a big win right out of the gate, round number 1.
All right, thank you.
All right, so that's Tim Gillingham, who walks away victorious in our senior known pro category, and a very entertaining shoot. Well, that'll do it for us for that class, but we still have 4 more on deck for you. Women's known pro, women's pro, and open pro coming at you from Foley, Alabama, and the Foley Event Center. Stay with us.
Sub 4 pounds, 8 feet per second faster. Our goal wasn't just light and fast. It was how light and how fast.
Yeah, buddy.
Paige Pierce, your Women's Open Pro champion. Open Pro champ, Bodie Turner. And our champion, Casey Koffel, LAS Classic champ, Brady Ellison.
Jyoti Benham takes the win.
Nick Cappers, Classic Open Pro champ.
Ryan Jeffries, Mr. Ryan Reed, Chris Hacker, Alan Connor, Benny Barger, and your number 1 qualifier from Voorheesville, New York, Jacob Sluzard.
I thought I could hang with these guys, and I wanted to prove that, but winning after 5 tournaments it's just a lot.
The X-10 is the most successful arrow in competitive archery history, accounting for far more medals than any other individual piece of sporting equipment in Olympic history. Easton introduces the latest innovation of the X-10 lineup, the 4mm Parallel Pro. Parallel Pro offers legendary X-10 precision for all forms of archery. Elevate your precision. Your journey to the podium begins with Easton X-10.
What a shot. Got it. Unbelievable.
So Kyle needs an 8 to win. 8 to win.
Oh, he went right at it.
10 or 10, done. This guy is unreal.
That's it. And he got it. Never played it safe, Gillingham.
I have to shoot the best or there's just no point in doing it. I'm blown away at just how easy each arrow tunes right out of the box. Ultra Arrows, the pinnacle of precision and performance.
This baby's bad.
For more info on the complete 2024 Elite lineup, Visit EliteArchery.com.
Hey, Tony. Wanted to see if you had a couple minutes to go over the new features of the UV slider sight.
I know more than you.
Got a question about archery products?
We can help you get a target bow. Are you looking to get into an Olympic style setup or bare bow setup?
Our customer service and pro shop teams have all the answers.
We'll get these shipped out very shortly for you.